So welcome to Chair Yoga. New studio today. I'm at work, Canyon Ranch. So the acoustics might be a little different, but my visual team has given me the okay with the lens, so we should be good. If you're watching me through the screen, you'll see that there's two of me. There's one here and there's one there. So you'll have two yoga teachers in the room today, working from different angles. Let's come to the edge of the chair and find your postural alignment. Roll the shoulders up, back and down, palms face up, and feel the weight rest evenly between the sit bones. Close the eyes for a moment and tune in. Scan through your body. Notice which parts of the body feel restless. Which parts of the body feel calm. Without any judgments. So just noticing and allowing your body to feel the way it does. Is there any pain or tightness? So using this beginning of our yoga class as a way to connect with what's going on. To stop ignoring our body. Let each new breath become a little deeper. And noticing what it's like to take a deeper breath. How the lungs react. I'm noticing myself, my lungs are a little sensitive to the deeper breath. A little excuse me, cough reflex coming up. So just practice expanding the lungs, finding out what's going on as the lungs get filled to a deeper level. Let the breath slow down as you deepen the breath. On the next inhale, reach the hands behind you, grab the chair and open the chest. Lift the chin. Feel the stretch sensations in the throat, the chest, the shoulders. And exhale, release the hands to the knees. Draw the navel back in. Feel the low back rounding. Shoulder blades come apart. Now drop the chin and feel a stretch in the back body. Let the chin come down so you feel the back of the neck release and let go. Let's repeat that. Inhale, reach back, lift the gaze, open the chest, fill the lungs. Exhale, bring the hands around to the knees, curving the back, drawing the navel in, exhaling completely. So it's like we're doing a variation of cat and cow with the arms moving in synchronization with your breath. You could be moving faster than me or slower. And see if you can line it up with the breathing. Really feeling the back body today. Inhale, come to neutral, widen the feet. Hinge forward, resting the elbows against the thighs and drop the head. We're going to come into deeper variations here of the forward bend. I don't have any props today, so I don't have the blocks, but you could bring a block between the feet, or your hands could come down to the block or the floor. Just feeling the sensations here. Drop the chin to the chest, relax the neck. You can even swivel the head left and right to make sure the neck is not engaged. Another option here for those who want to is to bend the elbows so the head comes down closer to the floor and there's more sensations in the stretch of the low back and the hips. Inhale, straighten the arms, bring the elbows to the thighs. Come all the way up, grab the seat of the chair with your hands. Slide your sit bones forward, extend both legs out and curl the toes back. Curl the toes back so we start to stretch the hamstring and the calf muscle. Some of you can lift your pelvis off. You can look in the mirror and see how the pelvis is off the chair, using my arms to create reverse plank. Exhale, come down. And then sweep the hands behind you. You can grab the chair or you can clasp hands behind your back and create the same stretch with a little more intensity because the hands are clasped. Lift the hands away from the waist. Feel that stretch sensation in the arms and the chest. Heel toe the feet a little wider apart. There's going to be a big option here to come into Yoga Mudra by dropping the head and lifting the arms up, looking back under the chair, lifting the arms up, dropping the head down for 5, 4, 3, 2, release the hands. Bring the elbows to the thighs. Rest the elbows against the thighs. Walk the hands back, lift the head, extend the legs out, grab the chair, curl the toes back and bring the shoulders back. So getting a nice stretch in the posterior chain of the legs. Option to lift the pelvis off the chair if you'd like. Keep the toes curled back. I noticed mine got a little sloppy there. So that's going to keep that stretch in the back of the legs. Exhale, come back to the chair and relax. And as you relax, gently rock from sit bone to sit bone, like you're on a little boat. Start to feel the head list towards the shoulders. It's like your spine is a snake slithering sideways here, left and right. And then slow it down so you're moving at the same speed as you're breathing. Inhale as you come up, exhale as you lift, and then dangle the arms like they're floppy coat sleeves. Feeling the weight of the arms pull you over to one side and then the other. You might even slide the hands down the legs of the chair to support you. Let's come into head taps. The next time you lean to Right side, lift that left hand and tap the back of the head. Inhale, come up. Exhale, other side. Work with your breathing here. That's going to help a lot to stabilize. Continue on. This time, for those who'd like to, create a rainbow over the head. Really arch that arm over the head. You might even look up. I'm using the lower arm to support me, to hold the intensity, the core strength. And then release. And then instead of rocking from side to side, start to create a little torso twist with floppy arms. So you kind of like some kind of robot, just turning from side to side. And then take the opposite hand. So as I turn to the left, my right hand's going to come over and tap the outside of that left thigh. So I create that twist, and then release, and then switch sides. So we're kind of coming into a floppy version of twists, moving side to side at the speed of your breathing. So inhale neutral, exhale twist. Looks a little bit like the tennis people who hold the tennis balls for the pros at the tennis tournaments. And then exhale, twist, and start to add the head now as the head turns, increasing the range of motion as you exhale. That's it. Not too fast. So this is one of my workspaces here at Canyon Ranch. This room is used a lot for Pilates, so you can see some of the strange equipment. And then release. Let's do some shoulder shrugs. Shrug up and drop down. Shrug up, drop down. Add some strong exhale here through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And release. Shake out the arms. Let's open up the hips. Right side. Open, close. Make sure you're at the edge of the chair. You don't want to be too far back on the chair here. Edge of the chair, opening and closing that right hip. Consciously move with the breath. I like to inhale as I open, exhale as I close. Let's add some resistance. Push against the thigh, slow-mo, out and in. You want more work, more core work. Don't let the foot touch the ground. So you start to feel the hip flexors engaged. the adductors and the abductors. And then pause, other side. Start with simple openings and closings, feeling the left hip, so it's very interesting being in this room. It's surrounded by mirrors, so I see reflections everywhere. Different from the green screen. Let's add some abs and some core work. Foot either stays up the whole time or you drop it down and rest it in between rotations. Alright, then pause. Let's try something different. This is a bit of an experiment. Walk your sit bones back to the back of the chair and bring your feet wide. Bring your feet wide so you've got the goddess feet, the goddess, the sumo squat. Bring the hands out to the side, bend into goddess, and feel goddess pose. Now this is going to vary from person to person, so just do what feels right. Lift the right heel and then drop the right heel. Lift the left heel, drop the left heel. So just transfer right, left. If your arms get tired, you can bring them down, up, down, up, down, switching sides. Now try double heel lifts, both together. Both heels up, both heels down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now very cautiously here, come forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. So there's a little hinge. Now the next time you come forward, pause, push down with both feet and bounce on your chair a little bit. Just a little bounce, and then come back. Come forward, bounce a little bit. Now if you can, lift off the seat, hold goddess squat for 5, 4, bring those hands back, 3, 2, and gently come down. Woo! Grab the knees, bring the knees together, and let's do a stir. Stir the spine. So goddess squat can be pretty intense. Stir the other way. I'm going to try that again. And you want to choose the level that's appropriate for your hips. Don't go overboard here. And it's good to sit back this time so you know the chair is underneath you. Externally rotate. Charlie Chaplin feet. This time we're going to come into scarecrow. So we've got goddess, scarecrow. Alternate heel lifts. Pedal the feet. Alternate side to side. And then both together. Just activating the legs. Goddess arms. Then hinge forward and backward. Forward and backward. Forward and bounce, 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 backwards. So you've got all these different levels. And then the next time you come forward, you have the option of lifting completely up so the full weight comes into the feet, quads, the knees, shoulders back, goddess for 5, 4, 3, and then sit back onto your chair. Give those knees a little rub. And bring the knees forward. Pick up that left hamstring, clasp the hands under the hamstring, shoulders back, lean back, straighten that foot out, toes curled back, and lift. Lift and straighten, toes curled back. Stretching out that hamstring, calf muscle. And then point the foot, flex the foot. Point and flex, point and flex. So for those on my mailing list, you received a letter yesterday with a yoga class I did for my birthday. So enjoy it if you're on my mailing list. And if you're not and want to get a copy of the video, just contact me and I'll send it out to you. Lift that right. It's not a chair yoga class, by the way. It's non-chair. I know some of you do other yoga apart from chair. So let's lift that right, point and flex, point and flex. Shoulders back, hold that hamstring. And then gently drop. How are we feeling? Good? Let's take that right knee to the right. Warrior 2. Straighten the left leg. Walk that left leg out until it's straight. Check your right knee is aligned with that right foot. Try to rotate the back foot inwards so the toes come in, heel goes out. So you're avoiding Charlie Chaplin feet, you're trying to create a slight pigeon toe. The further that leg comes back, the more intensity you'll feel on that adductor on the left side. Bring the left shoulder back, float the left hand out. Stack the head over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. Rotate right hand out, warrior 2. Keeping the hips as they are, bring the right elbow under the left elbow and give yourself a hug. Pull the shoulders down. And then if you can, keeping the elbows glued together, bring the hands together into twisted root or eagle arms. Eagle warrior here. Feel the shoulders and the hips working. Exhale, release out, warrior 2. Drop the back hand, touching that back leg. Reverse the palm, flip the palm of the front hand, bring it up and over. Slide that back hand further back down towards the ankle. Lift that front elbow a tad more. Feel the ribs open up. Relax the shoulders as you come up a little more. Exhale, warrior 2. Drop the hands, grab the seat. Gently bring yourself back to neutral at the edge of the chair. Close the eyes, palms face up. Notice the hips. Rotate left knee, straighten right. Come to the edge of the chair. Back foot rotated as much as you can, pinky toe grounded. So you really want that back ankle to be stretching as well as the internal side of that right leg. Right shoulder back, right hand floats up, left hand comes forward. Feel that warrior two. Keep that back leg engaged, nice and strong. And then bring the left elbow under the right into eagle. Firstly hugging, then if you can, release the hands, keep the elbows together, and then bring the hands together into your eagle. Feel the shoulders on this side. Inhale, release, warrior two. Drop the back hand to that back leg. Flip the front hand, sliding the back hand down, lifting the front hand over, looking up and feeling the sensations in the hips. Watch the left knee doesn't cave inwards. Keep pushing out onto the pinky toe of that front foot. So you keep that left leg, left knee square to the floor, not caving in, coming into the inside of that arch. Lift up a little more, reach a little more, slide down a little more, and then inhale, warrior two. Hands to the chair and unwind. Let's come into a little relief here. Grab the knees and stir the spine. 5 times each side, each direction, I should say. Switch directions if you haven't already. Back. Ooh. All right. A little more hip opening. We'll go into warrior one. And I think we'll try some warrior three today. Let's open that right knee out. Pivot the whole torso to the right. Bring the right thigh back onto the chair. Left thigh dangles. Extend that left leg back. Hips nice and square. Front knee lines up with the front toes. Push back through the back heel and feel the hip flexor stretch here in that left leg. Bring the left hand to the hip, right hand to the chair. Push the left hip forward, push the left heel back. Ironing out the tightness in that back leg. Option to lift left hand and or right hand into warrior one. And then exhale, come forward over that front knee. Reach the hands behind you into yoga mudra and lift those arms up. Inhale, come up. Reach up, warrior one. Bring the hands down. Release gently, gradually, safely. Big stretch there, incorporating yoga mudra into that warrior one. Warrior one, opposite side. Rotate left, bring that left thigh on top of the chair, but the right thigh is off. Extend the right leg back. Come onto the ball of the foot, press out through that right heel. So you're getting that big stretch in the right hip flexor. Right hand to right hip, push that right hip forward. Pull back on the left hand so you're kind of squaring off the torso to the front body. Reach up, warrior one. Hinge forward, grab that front knee, bring the head right down over that front knee. Push back through that back heel. Hands behind the back, clasp the hands. Now lift up, dropping the head. Feeling yoga mudra. Exhale, gently come up. Reach up, warrior one. Exhale, release. Gently come back. Nice job on the hips there. Prepare for chair pose. Thighs parallel, feet parallel, as best as you can. Each one of us is going to have our own needs here. Sometimes people are going to need to widen one foot out or rotate. But over time, we're trying to strengthen the adductors and abductors so that we come into chair pose. Hinge forward, hands can go back and grab the chair, or you can bring your hands forward. And for now, just staying on the chair and feeling the weight come into the legs, noticing what your legs want to do. Do they want to rotate? Are your feet too far forward or too far back so you're out of balance? You want to feel the feet ready to pick up the weight. Inhale, come back, mountain pose. Close the eyes and feel the preparation for chair pose. Utkatasana. And one of the names for Utkatasana is fierce pose. Fierce pose. So there's some promise of energy in chair pose. Hinging forward, grabbing the chair or bringing the hands forward. This time hinge forward a little more and come a few inches off the chair. Feeling the squat, hips back, looking down, can see the feet, and then exhale, slowly descend back to the chair, mountain pose. Close the eyes and feel the release from chair pose. One more time, this time coming forward. Reaching forward, come forward, lift up, and then on the count of 5, standing up, 4, 3, 2, 1, coming all the way up to Tadasana. Lift the arches of the feet, push down through the heel bones, push the hips forward a little bit so you squeeze the buttocks, And then float the hands down, palms face forward into another variation of Tadasana. Let's prepare for Warrior 3. And today I'm not setting a very good example because I don't have my chair on a mat. It's on a slippery floor, so you can see my chair is slippery. Make sure that at home you've got your chair on a mat or a non-sliding surface. Turn the chair away from you so that the back of the chair is closer to you than the seat. Grab hold of the seat and come into your L stretch. Pushing those hips back. And then lifting the head. Take the right foot half a step forward towards the chair, pushing down onto the back of the chair. Push the hips back, hinge at the hips, bend the elbows, and lift the back foot. So the back foot, the left foot, lifts up approximately parallel with the ground with your back. Drive out through the left heel, the left toe, and the left knee point towards the ground. Roll the left hip towards the ground and feel that leg position for Warrior 3. Feel the balance in the front leg. Feel the stretch in that front hamstring. Soften the front knee and drop the foot. Step up away, mountain pose, palms face forward, and feel that. Let's try the other side. I'm going to turn my chair just so you can see that. Come back to the L stretch. Left foot comes forward halfway. Bring the center of the weight of the body down on top of the back of the chair. Now, if you don't have a chair back, you can always come down onto the seat of the chair if you like. Lift that right leg up, drive out through the heel. Now roll the right hip to the right, stretch the left leg. I've got my hands down on the chair seat. That feels right for me. Using the hands for balance. Feeling the left leg take the weight here, stretching out through the hamstring, driving out through that heel. Lift that left leg a little more so you get that nice straight line from the heel to the head. Exhale, lower the foot. Lift the gaze, walk the hands back, mountain pose. So starting to take some weight into the legs, feeling how the hips need to open for Warrior, but also the amount of core strength we need to sustain Warrior. So again, working on getting the leg elevation up, level with the back. That's our goal here. Let's try that again. We can go to another level. I'm going to turn so you can see me. L stretch. Come up, right foot halfway. Lean over the chair, lift the back heel. Bring the torso down over the chair. This time I'm going to bring my hands down onto the chair seat. My hip wants to roll up, so roll that right, left hip down, drive out through the heel. And if you like, take the weight into the left hand, lift the right hand forward. Like bird dog. Exhale, drop the right hand, drop the left foot. Bend the knees, come up, mountain pose. Switch sides. L stretch. Left foot forward. Pour the weight down onto the chair, hinge forward. Weight into the hands, roll the right hip. Right foot extends out, gaze looks down. Nice long spine. Option to lift the left hand if that feels appropriate. Exhale, release. Drop the foot, bend the knees, walk the hands back, mountain pose. Now rotate the chair. Bring the chair up against a wall if it's slippery. I'm going to do that. If you're on a non-slip surface, that's fine. Bring the hands down, knees down, and prepare for ecstatic back. So slide the hips up nice and close to the chair. Roll onto the back and swivel up so that you can probably see my knees are square, my hips are square. I've kind of got these square angles going, and the low back can completely rest here. Now ideally you're not lying on a hard surface like I am, right? But you might have a nice mat underneath you or a carpet. Just like you did at the beginning of class, tune in to how your body is feeling right now, this deep into the practice. And with the option of, I'm actually holding the legs of the chair with my hands. Some of you may not have that option, but bring your feet back to the edge of the chair. And the reason I'm holding the chair is because it wants to push away. There's a tendency to flare the knees out here. See if you can widen the feet so that the feet and the knees are square, they're parallel. So this should be a stretch on the low back. The reason I like to grab the chair legs is because it also releases tension in my shoulder, pulls the shoulder away from the ears. Now we're going to do pelvic lifts here, bridge pose. So it's important that the feet cantilever over the edge of the chair. If you push directly against the chair, it's going to push away from you, unless you've got it against something. So push down onto the lip of the chair, and as you do, feel the hips lift up and come up to the degree that feels right for you. If you feel comfortable elevated at the highest level here, you can stay here. If you want to work up to it, exhale, come down, and when you're ready, come back up. And you might find that you get a little higher each time. So feel this in the spine. There's going to be a lot of spots that might be a little sticky, so you find the one that works for you. There might be a tendency for you to slip away from the chair if you don't have a a grippy surface. Exhale, come down, and I got a little cramp in my right hamstring, so I'm going to lift that up and stretch it out. You can join me if you like. I just need to get rid of that cramp. Curl the toes back. And because I like symmetry, I'm going to rest that right leg and do the same to the left leg. Even though the left leg didn't get a cramp, it's a good excuse to give the hamstring a stretch. And we talked a little bit about the hamstring at the beginning of class. So we've been doing a lot of extending of the hamstring, but when we come into bridge pose, lifting bridge, the hamstring contracts, and that can easily result in a cramp. Exhale, come back to ecstatic back and relax. Let's try that again. Let's bring the feet back. I'm going to grab the legs of the chair because that helps me. Push down over the edge of the chair, lift the pelvis up. And feel that through the body. Some of you might like to lift one foot up off the chair and over the head. Curl the toes back so the hamstring feels the release here. Remembering you have the option to come up and down to the degree that works for your body. If you had the right foot up, drop the right foot, lift the left. Exhale, lower, walk the feet back, drop the hips, and come into ecstatic back, Shavasana. Now in Shavasana, scan through the body, looking once again for biofeedback. Feeling for sensations. Feel the contact points where the body is touching the floor or the chair. The back of the skull. Shoulder blades. Arms. Hands. Now travel your attention down through the back body, below the shoulder blades, and feel where the contact is lost. So the shoulder blades are grounded, and then as you travel down a little deeper, the low back starts to arch away from the ground. You may still feel contact, but the pressure will be less. Now let the low back relax. So bring your attention not just to contact, but to tension. Let the low back relax even more. Let the low back relax more so the jaw relaxes. So as we relax the low back, the hips relax, the arms relax. So the low back is key to many parts of the body. Feel where the buttocks, the hips rest on the ground. You might feel the calf muscles against the chair. And depending on the type of chair, you might feel your feet, the bottoms of the feet touching different parts of the chair. And then let go of everything. So letting go is synonymous with receiving your practice. Letting go of your practice to receive the fruits of the practice. Keep letting go. Sometimes it's not so easy to receive the practice when we don't know what we're receiving. Imagine whatever you're receiving is between your body and your mind, and you don't have to get involved. It's none of your business. Just keep relaxing, keep receiving, even if you don't know what it is. Something is transmitting. Let go of the content. Stay with the joy of this connection. On the next inhale, reach the hands under the head. Exhale, lift the head and wrap the arms around the skull and gently traction out the neck. Exhale, come over to one side, curl up into a little ball. And then when you're ready, press on up. to a comfortable seat. And your comfortable seat can be on your chair or on the ground. Close the eyes and notice how you feel at the end of practice. Namaste. Thank you, folks.